All of us reach a point in time where we are depleted and need to somehow find a way to reignite the fire within. But how do we spark that flame? Welcome to Reignite Resilience, where we will venture into the heart of the human spirit. We'll discuss the art of reigniting our passion and strategies to stoke our enthusiasm. And now, here are your hosts, Natalie Davis and Pamela Cass.
Yeah.
I think I need to talk about the fish that I caught because and it goes
I saw a picture.
And it came up. It actually came up with a very accomplished fisherman, an attorney the other day, and he's talking about permit. And this gentleman has homes all over the world. Has been chasing permit, which is a very difficult fish to catch.
Okay.
Yeah. Has that ever been on my radar in life? Never. No.
A lot of fly fisher people fish their whole life. Years, Pam.
Yeah.
Years.
Hoping.
Spend tens of thousands of dollars, travel the world trying to catch a permit.
Okay.
And this young lady, like first time out, was like, I don't see why it's so hard. Everybody talks about it. Caught one, caught another one. I don't.
Yeah.
And you know what that goes back to though. Like my first trip tarpon fishing, same thing. No one. It's all mindset. It's all mindset, right? I went out, first day, first trip ever, first two tarpon I saw. They both took the fly. I landed both of them. This is typically unheard of. Over 100-pound tarpon. People will fish their whole life to catch one or jump one. And my buddy who'd been doing it for 10 years and owned a house down there was so upset. Another realtor here in town. And this local guide goes, this is your first trip ever? Yep. First day? Yep. First two tarpon you saw, you hooked and landed? I said, yep. He said, your luck is done for 5 years.
Oh.
5 years. And at that time, no one had told me it was supposed to be hard. I didn't know. I grew up in Colorado. This is a sea. This is fishing in the ocean.
Yeah.
I was like, is it supposed to be hard? Because it was like trout fishing to me. I saw the fish, and they took the fly. I landed the fish. It was 9 years. It was 9 years and many, many trips and thousands of shots, they call it, where you get a chance to catch one before I ever caught another tarpon. Yeah. But he got in my head, Dr. Evil Porkchop, the fly fishing guide.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Planted that seed and said, you're done.
Planted a little bit of a seed, which, again, lovely podcast you ladies had the other day. I hope to bring this message of positivity, like that inner critic, that inner voice that we all have. I tell people, your biggest hater lives inside of you. You're the one you listen to, maybe not your biggest, but the one that tends to get to you the most.
Yeah.
And you have a choice, right? Those thoughts, you don't have to accept those. All this that comes from the ether, all this infinite intelligence, okay, you're not your thoughts. You're the observer of your thoughts. And you get to decide, that one's not for me. That one's not for me. That one's not. When you're out there in nature, you don't even have to be fly fishing. Just be out there.
Yeah. And
it's quiet and the phone's not ringing, or if it is, you don't have it, or you're not listening to it, or it's turned off, and you're focused on the moment, and that inner critic tends to go away. And you get a reprieve and a breath of what that's like. And that is what it's all about. That can become addictive in a good way, I think.
I think that moment, that feeling that you talk about is what sparked the Fly Fishing Saves Lives.
Yeah.
It certainly was. That movement started with myself and some other friends that had all gone through, we were all married at that time to our high school sweetheart. All of us had gotten divorced within 2 weeks, 5 of us.
Yeah.
And some of us were spiraling down this bad path. and needed a way through that, and fly fishing helped provide that. Um, I don't want to make this about men, but part of it is, when you help heal the masculine energy and the trauma, we can become better fathers, friends, brothers, better sons, better husbands, better partners, better uncles, nephews, better leaders, better followers, better humans who then can give that value back to the world. And that's part of that, getting people out there. And they don't have to be men. I take a lot of women. They tend to resonate quicker and easier. They have a lot more patience usually. That feminine energy is accepting, and the masculines want to force things, and you're just allowing. You're just allowing. You're going to do the best you can do. You put that fly in the water or into the ocean, and you allow what's going to happen. And it's a metaphor for the universe and life, because most of the time, even if you don't catch anything, you're like, it was awesome. Whereas if you go start the new business and it fails, you're like, that sucked, and I don't want to ever do that again. I quit. Or I went out and tried this, and I opened the podcast and nobody listened for the first 20 episodes, so I quit. And in the fly fishing, that generally doesn't happen. You might go, and then you go, and you're like, I had this feeling, the inner critic was silenced. I was in the moment, and I was able to accept where I was, who I was with, what I was doing right then and there. And all the light that you need in the entire universe is always in that present moment. This one we're having right now, everything, it's all unfolding now, right? And the universe, when you're out there, it doesn't know scarcity. It doesn't know lack. It only knows expansion. It only knows more. And when you immerse yourself in that, it can really change your life. Yeah.
I love that. And the group of you that came together to create this this concept, right? Like that fly fishing saves lives, and kind of going through this big major life stone and season of life, right? That's always what we talk about, is the season of life. And those that found or were able to lean into fly fishing, I'm assuming it looked different, right? It was just, this is an outlet and a way that I can just, I have a hobby, I can fill my time with it. And then I'm assuming that others went the direction of that you've gone, in terms of seeing the bigger picture. Like,
Yes,
really
and maybe, and I might even be way out on this. I'm going to call it the leading edge, but a lot of that sport is associated with, let's go fish and eat some fried chicken and have a beer and do the thing, and a rich older, let's face it, white male who has the means and all that, and that is not what that movement is about, or I'm about. I have the privilege to go, but you don't need a lot of money. You can get started practically for free. You don't need to drink beer if you don't want to. I think I've had 4 beers all year. I stay on the river by a campfire, but I don't drink. I don't eat fried chicken. I haven't even eaten meat for months.
Not to say that you don't enjoy it. You just don't eat
Not
it.
saying I don't enjoy it, or there's anything wrong with it, or any of that. Everybody,
yes.
No judgment in that. But for me, at this point, it's truly about the fly fishing saves lives, and the lifestyle of I want to be out there like my cousin who's 89 and was out on the water, and I left, and he's still out there fishing in the wind, doing his thing. And frankly has led a pretty healthy lifestyle that allows him to be out there and do that. And again, beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. So Yeah, and I really think it can. I not think, I know. I know there's different ways it can contribute to people's um, mental health, to healing their trauma, to healing their PTSD, their anxiety, their depression. Especially, I believe if they have a mentor or a guide who's both going to guide them in the fly fishing and maybe guide them a little bit in life, and the positive aspect of, hey, this is, you've been in your life so far, but you can choose differently. Your consciousness is the only reality. You can mentally choose a new consciousness, and your outer reality will change to reflect that. It's all a mirror. I'm you, you're me, we're all different aspects of each other. And trying to impress that upon the youth as part of, or even people my age or older, different backgrounds, is part of my mission. That, hey, that if you believe in if you believe in scarcity, if you speak over yourself this lack, or I have this, or I have that, or I am this, or I am that, then your assumptions and your beliefs, that's what you'll be. But if you can learn to integrate and speak differently and talk differently to yourself, and I can give you even just a little bit of light and hope in that arena by getting you out on the water so that that can spark some change, then that's my new mission in life, current mission. Ironically, the CEO, and I'm going to put this out there because I know he's going to listen. He might be a good guest for your podcast. The CEO of Project Healing Waters, John St. Langford, 23-year Marine, hasn't been on the water for 2 years. He told me yesterday. 2 years. He's busy promoting this gala and this. My new mission in life is, before the end of this month, I'm getting that man on the water to fly fish.
As you should.
He has saved countless lives, both in combat and in Project Healing Waters. And yeah, as you guys had, or you two ladies said on the podcast, you can't see the forest for the trees sometimes. He's in the forest deep. Yeah.
Well, and what I love about the work that they do is that they have the veterans that come in, and the process of tying flies is like therapeutic for them, right? Like it's just a matter of like quieting your brain. Because I think a lot of people don't realize that the overstimulation is sometimes too much for many of our veterans. And we have a lot of that. And he shared, I had the opportunity to visit their office as well. Maybe a year ago now, and they talk about like bringing these veterans in, and them tying the flies, and like just that, like that's it. Like it's not that they're out on the water, it's just going through every step of the process of
yeah, which is truly about, again, back to the journey. And I love that you brought that up, because there's so much creativity. There's people that tie flies that don't fish.
Right.
And there's people who fish that don't tie flies. But the creativity of, now I'm going to go out and I'm going to choose, again, I use this as a metaphor for the universe. I'm going to choose the value that I'm going to bring to this experience. So I'm going to choose this fly, and I'm going to present it in this way. And I'm okay with what happens next, even if what happens next isn't the fish taking the fly. And if that happens long enough, I'm going to choose a different way or a different fly, and I'm going to present it in a different way. And I'm going to think outside the box, and I'm going to get creative about how I do that. And then if you've ever watched people fly cast, which we used to do free casting lessons on Thursdays in the park. I think I'll start that again. There's an art to it. There is there's a meditation aspect that happens in this, even in the preparation of, I got to have these flies in this box and this way, and I got to have this here because and and then I'm on the water and I don't want to get wet and I don't want to fall. So I got to have this gear and I got to have that thing and this tied on and this and this. And then now we know you got to have all of them.
You have to have it all.
There's one box that you don't have.
Every time.
Even if it's not, it happened to me again, always the guy's fault. It happened to me earlier this year. My one paying client, I'm like, it's June. These type of flies will not be on this type of river ever, but definitely not in June. And sure enough, I left it at home. It was the only one I left at home, the only box of flies. And we get there, and these drakes are coming off, and you've got to be kidding me. Of course.
So for our non-fishermen,
10,000 flies, but not those.
And not the right one. For our non-fishermen, when we talk about flies, when you talk about flies, I'm not talking about flies. Two things. When you talk about flies, it's actually like the natural whatever is hatching, like the insects and bugs that are hatching off the water. So it's like regional, it's seasonal, so you've got, like, when you talk about the flies that are tied, they're tied to mimic exactly what's hatching off of the water at that time. So the fish are not dumb. And so when you talk about like the gift to the universe, I do want to say, because I've been able to witness this, like when you talk about the gift that you're putting out there, the fly that you put out and see how the fish responds, not only do they not take it, I've been witness to the fish swimming up to it and bumping it with their tail, like, get out of here. I don't want that. Right. Like it's
right. They give it the middle fin.
They do.
The middle fin. And that's when you hear the fly fisher person go, well, F that fish.
F those fish.
right back at you. Right back at you.
Yeah. Middle fin back to you.
Joyful energy. Joyful energy.
Yes.
And sometimes it's not, to be clear, it's not always a fly or an insect. Fly fishing. Personally, I've also delved into what's called blue water, tuna. You can catch any fish
Oh yeah, that's
on
right.
the planet.
Yeah.
I'm convinced, and I'm gonna continue to try, and so are my friends. Any fish on the planet on a fly rod.
Oh.
Grouper. I've caught sailfish, marlin, tuna, mahi, grouper, snapper. All of those fish that people use. Think of gear or bait. I have caught
The
on
fish with
shark,
all the teeth that chomp down on you that you
piranha.
Yes, that's all of it.
There's vegetarian fish that are of the piranha family called machacas in Argentina. All of these fish I personally have caught on a fly rod. And so sometimes the fly mimics, in the case of machaca, a piece of fruit. And actually looks like a piece of fruit. Sometimes it mimics a bait fish or a shrimp or a crab or something. For permit, it's usually a crab. It's not an actual, it's called a fly, but it looks like a crab. So that again, the creativity that happens for the people who are like, I've got to, even the guides, well, you'll show up with this beautifully tied crab, you pay $20 at the fly shop, and they're like, let me tear this leg off, that leg. They take out a Sharpie and color it, and then they do the thing, and they're like, now it will work. And you're like, oh, okay. Or they look at your whole box and they go, that's great. Here's the fly you need to use. I'm glad you bought all of those.
Like, dang it.
Yeah. My inexperienced self, I always like to pick the ones that are sparkly. Whatever one's going to sparkle the most, that's the one you need to stick in the water.
And it works.
And it works for you.
It's all about your intention.
Yeah.
Your intention behind the act, because we many of us, myself included, I'm guilty of getting caught up in this reality and
the noise of it,
doing things semi-consciously or unconsciously, and the intention behind it fouls up what's supposed to happen. Right? If your intention is pure, and I say that from just, it's the best word I can think of, but when you come with an intention that comes from a good place, a place of love, compassion, empathy, kindness, courtesy, that will resonate with whatever it is you're trying to do, or just to bring value or help in some way, some form or fashion. And the world needs more of that, and patience. And that's certainly something, again, that when people are like, fly fishing saves lives, how?
Mm-hmm.
How does that happen? When if you think of some of the core values of what this sport is about,
Mm-hmm.
which is immersion in the moment, in nature, having patience, being kind, being courteous, showing compassion. A lot of fly fisher people return that fish to the water, right? It's catch and release. Having good stewardship of the land and the resources. I mean, most people wouldn't look at that and go, well, that doesn't make a good person. That makes a shitty person.
Mm.
These are characteristics that I believe most people would say make for a solid character of a person that you would want to identify with or be around or spend time with or become.
Mm.
Absolutely.
I love that. It's interesting, this common theme about the mindset, the intention. You know, in real estate, we talk about rookies that come in and are told, oh, you won't sell a house for 6 months. And they don't sell a house for 6 months. And then you have rookies that come in and have never been told anything and just start crushing it. And so
Yeah.
when you have these preconceived, or somebody plants that seed of, oh, you can't do that. You're never going to catch this on the first. You're not going to catch one for another 5 years. That never happens. And then you believe it, and then it
Right.
actually happens because
And or even if you don't, you don't think you believe it. And I would encourage anyone. This is hard to do.
Mhm.
No, I'm not going to say that.
Yeah.
This can be challenging for some people to do. For me, it has been challenging. This is, again, your podcast gives me the ability to be seen, to be heard, to show your light to the world, which then allows other people to go, oh, I can show my light too. It's safe.
Yeah.
And when someone speaks that over me now, I tend to say, if I can, without hurting their feelings, either internally or externally, I don't receive that.
Yeah.
That's not my reality. As you guys had on your last podcast, that's not my stuff.
Mhm.
That's your stuff.
Mhm.
Words are, it doesn't matter your religion. I don't care. But if you look at certain text, in the beginning there was the Word, and the Word was God.
Mhm.
The words that we use, your mind, your mood,
Mhm.
your self-talk, your external talk, your thought, that all shapes your reality.
Mhm.
And so when people speak that, I would encourage people to have the courage, even internally, to say, I don't receive that.
Yeah.
That is not my truth. And if you can say it externally, even, because that resonates, that goes out into the ether,
Mhm.
and that frequency carries forth and is felt by the universe.
Yeah.
My belief.
Love it.
Yeah.
Powerful.
I love
And
it.
there's some cool stuff that will, side note, show that. And it all goes back to, Pam, I know you know this, Natalie, the frequency, right? Just because that radio station isn't on your dial doesn't mean it's not broadcasting.
Mhm.
So that's the same with your consciousness, the same with your reality. Is 97.3, the minute you hit it, boom, it's there. You hear it. Now you go to 97.5, you're hearing that. But 97.3 is still playing.
Right.
Right? So when someone speaks that over you, I encourage everyone to take the time to say, if that's not your truth, at least internally say, I don't receive that.
Mhm. I'm changing the dial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New station.
Not today, Bia.
Exactly. That's right. Exactly.
Not today.
As our prior guests have said,
As your prior guest
I
said,
like
yeah.
actually do a mental swat of it away, like because you're
at
not, you don't always have the opportunity to like just say it out loud. But I'm just
No.
like, that's not mine. That's
That's
not
not
mine.
mine
I
to
don't want
carry.
it. No,
That's
thank
not
you.
my burden. That's not my, and it's all perfect, right? It's all perfect.
Yes.
The stuff that happened, and I'll tell you when I got my teeth knocked out, I got jumped, 8th grade dance,
Mm.
my new junior high. I was going to Bolts. I loved Bolts. We had moved. If I got a B, That was the deal. My mom was like, I'm not driving you to school anymore for anything but A's. I had a joint project with a gentleman, I won't say his name, Jason Garcia. He fouled up.
Jason, did you hear that?
He messed up the project, I think because of him. Anyway, got a C, ended up with a B. So boom, I'm going to a different school. That school was very different than where I came from. Where I came from, everyone kind of got along.
Yeah.
In this school, they didn't like one type of, there was 5 skateboarders. Everybody had one thing in common. They hated the skaters.
Oh.
Anyway, I ended up getting jumped. I got all these, from this canine to this canine knocked out, these teeth, my nose broken. That was the first time I got broken. And I ended up in handcuffs that night with my teeth hanging out, waiting, had to go to the orthodontist, get them all shoved back in, black gum. I didn't know till years later, and a lot of therapy and going through life coaching, that experience affected me to, if you're big and bright and bold, which when I came there, I was like, skateboarders at my school are popular and everyone gets along, so we're going to change the narrative.
Yeah.
People will come for you.
Mm.
People will attack you. If you shine your light too bright, people will come for that light and try and dim it. And they do. They do. Some people.
Yeah.
And so you got to hide it. But that's the narrative that I want to help change, is don't hide it.
Shine. Yeah, don't
Shine
hide
it even brighter.
Mm-hmm.
And know that those experiences, as unpleasant as they may be, they were perfect in your soul contract before you came here. This is my belief. When you incarnated, you were like, I want to learn this, and this. I need to evolve here and here.
Mm-hmm.
And so you actually asked. Now, you had mentioned my upbringing. I had some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I was held at gunpoint in my parents' kitchen for hours by my own stepfather, who was a convicted criminal. Abusive men in and throughout the home, all kinds of stuff. But it wasn't until later that I realized my soul called that in. As terrible as that was, narcissistic relationships, this, that. Some of us know the year I moved 8 times, I lost my home. It was the country song. I lost my home, I lost my dog, I lost everything. I had a TIA, I had a mini stroke at the office.
Yeah.
All this stuff happened. My dad died, everything. But my soul called all of that in. I actually asked for that.
Mm.
It's all perfect. It's not pleasant. It's perfect. I asked for these challenges to come my way so that I could learn.
Mm.
And it's taken a lot for me to understand that we don't have to learn through pain. And I would guarantee a lot of people right now think I'm crazy. In fact, I know I've had so many friends in fly fishing say, you're not going to make the money you made in real estate. 25 years in real estate, you want to be a fly fishing guy? Why do you want to go from making money to broke living out of a camper?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, it's not about the money.
Mm-hmm.
And most people don't go say, hey, everything's perfect. Everything's going so good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to follow my heart. I'm going to follow my dreams. I'm going to change it up. Because I only get one life. It's usually through pain.
I was gonna say, except for us, like we kind of do that. Pam and I do that.
Y'all do
we're
that.
Like we're gonna swap. We're gonna change things up.
I say
we're the anomaly in this.
You're not the norm. Most people learn through pain or pleasure, right? And pleasure tends to keep you here, and pain until it gets bad enough. But the truth is, we all ask for those things. My belief, that's just my belief, is that we made a contract with our own soul, because we are eternal, infinite beings in these temporal bodies. And when you realize that and remember that, you think, okay, well, I'm here to evolve. I signed up for Earth School, and I wasn't learning about self-worth until I was in that relationship with, I don't like the word narcissist because that makes you the victim and them the narcissist. Mm-hmm. I was in that relationship with that person who acts in that way.
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not a victim. I put myself in that position.
Mhm.
I asked for that so that I could learn where I needed to heal and what I needed to learn about myself, which is another reason for Fly Fishing Safe. I love getting out there with different people from different aspects and different backgrounds because they're just a mirror. And if they trigger you, good,
Yeah.
good, because that means that that's something you need to look at and heal
Mhm.
and investigate. Again, I loved your last guess, that whole shame thing. Brilliant, brilliant,
Mhm.
absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Triggers trigger you because it's a mirror.
Mhm.
All of life is that mirror of your own inner consciousness. It's just a reflection of your beliefs and or the things you need to heal or consider looking at.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or a lot of times too, it's the value that you bring and the light that you shine and the beauty. When people are like, I know the two of you shine a lot of light and a lot of beauty in the world. And so you have a lot of people around you that are beautiful and light and mirror that back to you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Not everybody understands that.
Yeah.
So good for you. Good for the two of you.
Thank you.
It's
Thank you.
the frequency or the channel you choose to listen to.
Right.
It's, when we talk about, we attract those
Mhm.
incidents, those things that happen, the people that happen. And it's because it's a frequency we're on at that moment. And when you're on that same frequency, you attract those type of people until you are able to change that channel. And a lot of that is that inner work to say that that doesn't serve me anymore. I'm going to the next channel, and this next channel
Exactly.
is going to be.
And as you put it, you can change that dial at any time.
Yeah.
Just like the radio. You can change internally. Change your internal consciousness and your external reality will eventually follow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's all through, it's not all, but it's frequency and feeling.
Yeah.
You feel your way through life, and that's hard for a lot of us. We don't want to feel our way through life.
Right.
We don't want to feel. We want to
Exactly.
push those down and don't address them and just
Yeah.
keep plugging forward.
Right. And Natalie, you brought this up, like when this movement kind of started, it wasn't it for some, it's a way to numb. Fly fishing can be a way to, just like drinking or doing drugs or whatever vice you have, going to the gym, whatever, can be a way to distract and numb yourself from actually doing one of the hardest things in life, which is just sitting with yourself
Mhm.
quietly and
Mhm.
saying, who am I really?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And feeling your way through that
Yeah.
and sitting with the feeling. It doesn't mean you got to hang on to it forever, but you need to process that, I think, and feel it, identify it. But most people don't want to sit with themselves very long.
Mm-mm.
When you get out there fly fishing, you have no choice a lot of times.
Yep.
It's you with
Especially
you.
later. Yeah,
Yeah.
especially solo. You're gonna sit with yourself
Yeah.
and discover things.
Mhm. Mm.
Which I think is awesome. I think if you're able to take advantage of that opportunity,
Yeah.
I think that it's definitely going to be enlightening. And it doesn't have to be with fly fishing, but that's the area that you focused on. But giving yourself those moments to be with yourself. And I know for me, that's something that I've worked on and I've started to really enjoy. Um, Previously, like I would avoid things that would cause me to spend time with myself because I didn't want that. I think that's why I would avoid like doing long runs and things of that nature. I'm like, I don't need to have 3 hours with myself to just be with myself. I like me now, and I'll take 3 hours with myself. I think it's enjoyable. Um, but yeah, I love that the vehicle that you are providing and the modality that you're introducing through Fly Fishing Saves Lives is one that I think a lot of people can have new experiences with, look at it differently. But you're basically coupling together like the life coaching skills that you've developed and the fly fishing experience that you have, and bringing those two worlds together to create a space for people to do some growth, some reflection, maybe just to experience fly fishing if that's
Maybe
what
just have, yeah, and 25 years. Let's not forget. I think the two of you can resonate with this. 25 years of real estate,
Yeah.
which is
which
basically a
which
therapist.
is a high. I used to joke early in my career. I said, "There's no crying in real estate," and then I would say, "Yes, there is," and it's usually the agent. It's usually the
Yes.
broker that's crying. Honestly, when the deal gets sideways or whatever happens, but there's people skills that you develop along the year because we deal with change.
Exactly.
All the
A lot
time.
of real estate happens through divorce, death, kid goes to college, kid comes back from college, this happens, that happens, job loss, job gain, move across the country. These are big things in people's lives.
Yeah.
And a big part of our job is to not go on the emotional roller coaster with them, but to be there and hold space for them while they go through that. And the biggest, usually, financial purchase of their life and or investment all at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
That's a, I don't want to diminish my 25 years. That's a massive,
Huge.
massive role and a massive opportunity, again, to not only add value, but to shine your light into their world, even just a little bit, and be like, hey, because most of us,
Oh yeah.
my name, Berin, means Berin, Low German. I'm the first generation born in America in my family. Most of us just want a hug
Yeah.
and somebody to tell us it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
I love that.
Beautiful.
I love that. Oh my gosh.
Mm.
Well, thank you for sharing your story and your mission that you are working on now. Is there anything that we haven't touched on that you want to share with our listeners before we wrap up?
You know, what I would say, and I'm paraphrasing, I'll give credit where credit is due to Neville Goddard, who I listen to quite a bit. I think a lot of the spiritual community
Mm-hmm.
espouses what he taught years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But please, um, take the time to give yourself the self-love and compassion and grace and gratitude for where you are and what you're doing, and know that that inner critic, that inner voice, that inner narcissist, that's not you. That isn't you. And you can change that frequency, you can change that dial anytime you choose to, and choose a new path and a new reality. And the brighter you shine your light with the world, even if you think it's only a couple people, you have no idea the ripple effect that will happen when you shine your light with the world, or how you can make someone's day. Many of you know this. I still do give books, flowers, stuff. The amount of people that I have had cry because they got flowers for the first time in a long time, first time ever, just change, you change their life.
Mm-hmm.
So let your light shine. Let your light shine, and start with shining it on yourself first, and give yourself that inner grace, gratitude, and love and hug that you need. And if you can't do that, then you know what? Reach out to me
Love it.
and I'll help you with it. Or reach out to a friend or a loved one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, start with giving value back to others.
Beautiful.
Perfect.
Mm.
Perfect. Online, you are Berin Jacob on Instagram.
Yeah, pretty much my handle is Berin, Berin, Berin Jacob. At Berin Jacob on Instagram, at Berin Jacob on TikTok, at Berin Wachsmann on YouTube now, but I'll change that to Berin Jacob. At BerinJacob@gmail.com, or Berin Jacob at flyfishingsaves.lives.com. You can email me. Yeah, absolutely.
We'll make sure that we put your contact information in the show notes. This has been wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for
Amazing.
sharing.
Thank you both. What an
Thank you for
opportunity
sharing.
this has been. Thank you.
Thank
fun.
you. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing your story with us. Thank you for sharing your story with our listeners. I know that I have quite a few nuggets. Even I've had behind the scenes to your stories, and it's still a nice reminder for all of us to, as you talk about like shining your light. Sometimes we forget, right? Because life happens, and then we get, as you started out the show, Pam, it's like everything is happening around, and then we forget about the priorities, like ourselves and what we're sharing and actually putting back out in the world. And so thank you for that gentle reminder as well. That was nice to have today. For our listeners, you all know, if you want to know what's happening in the world of Reignite Resilience, head on over to reigniteresilience.com. Oh, and I forgot to share, if you want to see the hand movements and gestures and the actual video of these podcasts, y'all can catch that on our YouTube. I never talk about it. Berin brought that up. The video of our podcast are also there too. So if you're a visual person and you want to see what we're doing over here in our virtual studio, head on over and find us, Reignite Resilience Podcast on YouTube. Until next time, we'll see y'all soon.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you for joining us today on the Reignite Resilience podcast. We hope you had some aha moments and learned a few new real-life ideas to fuel the flames of passion. Please subscribe on your favorite streaming platform, like or download your favorite episodes, and of course, share with your friends and family. We look forward to seeing you again next time on Reignite Resilience.